welcome to my journey and to another weigh-in video. Now we might have a lot of traffic today because we're kind of out here in prime time early morning for like work and school and stuff like that. But it's just so nice out here. It's going to be a hot one today. I think it's going to be up in the 80s. But right now it's just beautiful. It's just enough coolness in the air to be comfy. It's going to be hot today, but it's cooler right here than it is in the house right now. It just feels great. So, weigh-in. I wasn't sure how I was going to do. I never really am. So I stepped on the scale in the middle of the week, and I was shocked. I'm like, well, that don't look right. So when I got on this morning, I was just like, oh my gosh, please. Well, it's okay because I'm going to tell you why. I gained a pound, one even pound. That always trips me out how that stuff works. But I had a NSV that overtakes that for me, because you know how when you wash some clothes, they're tight until you wear them a couple times, then they'll loosen up on you and fit right. Well, one of my gowns is like that. It's like, I don't know if you call it cotton knit, kind of a thicker t-shirt material. You know what I'm talking about, those kind of gowns. And when I put it on, cause my haunches, I call them my haunches. I don't know what else to call them. They're wide, and well, they just are. And so I did my clothes, whatever day that was, and I put the gown on last night. First time, straight out of the dryer, and it fell down loose. It did not hug my haunches like it always does. It just skimmed them, and it was loose. So I don't know how that happens, that you can gain a pound but yet lose inches. I don't know the science behind it. I don't know if it's possible, if the scales are funky, I don't know, but that's what happened. So I don't care. Listen, I will take it. We always say we can't get hung up on that number on the scale, because sometimes there's things like that happens. We do have to look at the scales, because that's how we, gauge our loss. Some people gauge it by their measurements. I've never taken my measurements. Well, I think I did maybe 5 years ago. And then I'm just like, I'm over that. I didn't mean to slurp. So, yeah. As long as things are fitting good, fitting better, then I think I'm going in the right direction. But I'll tell you one thing. I am able to play with Jacob like I never have before. Now, I don't gracefully go up and down my front steps, because I've not worked up that strength yet. But I do get up and down my front steps, and that was something I have not done since we put them in, because I couldn't get up and down. Well, Holly and Jacob were here yesterday, and we sat outside all day because it was so nice, and he just played outside. He's got a little buggy here, little buggy that you get with the play food in it. He likes to push it around and just push his toys in it, push his drinks in it. He'll find a snack in there, and he'll come pushing it up in the buggy. Well, when he was here the last time, he wanted his buggy outside. He wanted to put rocks in it. That's what he said. Put rocks in it. So go ahead. So it's sitting down there loaded up with rocks out of the driveway. And when he ain't here, I just set it up here on the porch. So he got it back down yesterday. He hunted rocks, and it was so fun. It was so funny. I had this 4-tiered basket, rolling tiered basket thing, and that's what I had the snacks in. And I bought that new thing at the yard sale last week to put my snacks in. Well, I had little baskets that I put in it, and I just took them all out and stacked them on top of the rolling tiered cart, and just pushed it to the side, because I was going to ask Holly, did she want it? And she said, yeah, she could use it like in her, because she's got a big laundry room. She doesn't have a pantry, but she's got a big laundry room. She can put a lot of stuff in. maybe she could put it in for taters and onions or something like that. So she said yes, she'd take it. So we were sitting out here on the porch, and Jacob, he'll go in the house. We just let him go because he's going to get a toy, or he's going to get a snack, or whatever, going to get some candy. So we were sitting here, and he was in there. Next thing we know, the door opens, and here he comes pushing that carpet and baskets on top of it. Talking about he gonna take you down there and put some rocks in it. So we let him. Holly said, "Now don't get it all dirty, because I got to take it in the house." So he pushed it down there. He pushed it around. I watched him. He put one rock in it, and then he changed his mind, and he put that rock back over in his buggy. So, but he had him lined up. He had his buggy down there, and then when he took the tier thing down there, he parked it directly beside it, because he lines everything up. That's his thing. He lines it up. So I said, "Come here, take you another basket down there." So he took his basket. It was like a little, storage. It's a heavy storage basket, but yay big. And he put it right down there in line. He never put no rocks in it, but he put it in line. Hello boy's a trip. He wanted in the chair, like there's no one here beside me. That's where Holly sits, when we're out here. And I got this little, it's like an ottoman type. It's not a stool, but you use it as a stool. It's just almost like a beanbag, a square beanbag, sort of. But I've had it out here for years, just ever since I had the porch. And Jacob wanted a big chair, and Holly said, "Let Mommy sit there." And he pointed at that thing. He said, "Mommy sit." So she says, "Okay then, Mr. whatever she called him." It was something funny. So she sat down there, and he sat up there, and he rocked, and me and him rocked back and forth and played that, She got up, I got these pillows, decorative pillows, and he wanted it off, so he gave it to her, and she put it behind her back. She said, "Oh, well, that feels good up against the railing, right?" So she would sit up here, and while he was playing and everything, she was up here a long time. We talked, and she got up to go inside to get some coffee or something. He went over there, picked that pillow up off that chair, put it back where it was when she was sitting on the little stool, the little beanbag. So when she come back out, he pointed. He said, "You see it? Mommy see it." So, gosh, he's a trip. But she had run inside out and get her stuff or whatever, and me and him when they was leaving, and me and him was down there in the yard. And so there was a stick over there, because sticks falls off the tree all the time. And there's a low hanging limb. I said, "Can you hit it?" Well, we didn't have a stick yet. We had fly spots. I had one. He had one. I got new ones. He loves to play with fly spots. And if I could show you, the other one's just the metal handle, because it finally broke after years of use. Oh, let me tell you about that in a minute. So we went down there, and we beat the tree limbs with the fly spots, and then we walked around there, and we looked at the drain pipe under the driveway, and he said, "Big." Didn't say hole, big hole. I said, "Yeah." He said something about going up in it. I said, "Yeah, you can go up in it if you want to, but you can't today." So we walked around there at the ditch, and he found the stick, and then I've got these metal lizard Geico things. They're sparkly, but the paint's faded over years and years of being on my tree, but they're nailed on my tree, like they're crawling up my tree. They're really cute. I love them. And he spotted them. First time he spotted them, I think. And he went up, and he started talking about it. So then we walked around, we looked at him, and then we looked at big ant. There's another one. Then we found a caterpillar, and I had to tell, hold on a minute. I had to tell him, normally you can hold caterpillars and let them crawl, and play with them. I always have my whole life. But my friend Terry over at Yarn Joy Podcast, on her Facebook page, she put a picture of a caterpillar, and it's got black spiny things coming out of it that fell out of her oak tree. and hit her husband. He said it was bad as a scorpion sting. It might not lit him up. So I told her, oh, I'm getting chills thinking about it. I told Holly, I said, I told him that caterpillar would bite, so don't touch it, because he won't know the difference. She's got a big oak tree in her front yard. I don't know if it's just a Texas thing. I don't know if it's a certain oak tree, but I didn't want to take any chances that he sees a caterpillar and it's one of them stinging kind and get that little baby. Oh, I couldn't stand it. So I said, I taught him, don't play with it. I said, it's a shame, but he's too young to know the difference in a good caterpillar and a bad caterpillar. So be on the lookout for them. But speaking of other varmints, while we were sitting up here, we had all kind of bees. And they wasn't bumblebees. They was bees, the kind of bees that stings you. Well, I was swatting at them and going crazy. Well, Holly was headed in the house, and I was sitting here, and she was standing at the door. And we both spotted, it looked like it was this big. The closer it got to me, it was coming in for a landing. And I was sitting here with my fly swatter in my hand. So I reached out there and got it like a ball bat. Bang! She's a good shot. I'm like, for real. So I smacked him out there in the driveway. A little bit later, I went down to look for him, and I told Jacob, I said, let's go look for the bees. So we had been up here for a while, and he said, Momo, some bees. And we couldn't understand what he was saying. And I'm like, oh, you want Momo to go look? Because he had his fly spot. You want Momo to go look for bees? He said, yeah. So down the steps he went. I went right behind him. So we went down there in the clover. Hold on. So we was swatting down at the clover, looking for bees, looking for bees, looking for bees. Oh, he was eating it up. But anyway, I think because my uncle's talking about his dog, every time he goes out, she's eating cicadas. So I remember an article, and it was coming at me so fast, all I could see was a big body and legs like coming in for a landing on me. It was like something from a creep show. Well, I got thinking about that last night, and I'm like, I read an article about these broods of cicadas that are supposed to come out in the southeast and was it the Midwest? But I'm considered the southeast. And it says there are going to be trillions of 2 different broods of cicadas that have been in the ground for, I don't know, don't quote me, 13 years, something. And they said we are going to have trillions of them. So I'm thinking that was a cicada because it was big like one. And them things got them big red bug eyes. I didn't get close enough to see them eyes. But I think that's what it was. I never could find it. I know it hit down there on the ground somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But if we get the cicadas, I mean, they're like that big, and get their wings out, you know, but if we get as many as they talking about, oh my gosh, it's going to be like a swarm. I won't be able to stand it. Between cicadas and June bugs, oh my gosh, I'm going to be done. And the dirt daubers, God, I'm gonna have to get me, okay, I got one of them long shot squirting things, and my fly spots, I can't be out here with all that. So anyway, that was fun. We had a fun day yesterday. It was a fun day. Gosh, he's such a fun child. He's just funny and don't even know it. But he laughs. He squeals. He has this squealing laugh. That's his new thing. He laughs all the time. And if you do something that tickles him, he gets that belly laugh going. And he laughs so hard. And he makes you keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Gosh, he's an awesome little boy, and I'm so glad I get to see. I wish I got to see Sebastian like that. I did when he was Jacob's age. Well, I didn't get to see him on a weekly basis, but I got to see him more often than I do now that he's in school. So, but at least I got to see him as much as I did. So, I did form that Momo grandbaby bond. It'd be kind of hard if I didn't get to be around him as much as I did when he was young. But listen, I got all kind of little birds. Okay, y'all can't see it in this picture, but across on the other side of the door is that wreath that's got the little stick sprigs all the way around. That sometimes it hangs here. It's got that butterfly on it. Well, I switch them back and forth. So I got my welcome to my porch over here now, and I got the wreath on the other side of the door. Well, I can see it from where my chair is. The birds, they're coming and swiping the little sprigs out of it for their nest. I was sitting there, well, here comes another one. And that's right, I'm talking about you. I went out here and looked to make sure. I told David, I said, they're either building a nest or they're swiping sticks. So I come out here, there's no nest, they're swiping sticks. And I've seen multiple birds, or multiple times of the same bird, I'm not sure. But they're getting things off my wreath. I told him, I said, I need to go to Holly's and get some of her pine needles and put them over here. I got a flower pot over here that had one of them peace lilies, was it? And it died, and I just cut it off, and the pot is so full of dirt and so big and heavy, I just left it over in the corner. And I thought, well, I could put some pine needles laying up there, and that'd give them something to take. Well, the wind will blow it everywhere. I was going to say I could put some dryer in it too, because they'll use that. I could put some little sprigs of yarn. Oh, I could. I think I will make that there's a project I'm going to put in my mind. I'm going to make that my bird nest flower pot for they can come if they discover it. They can get little sprigs, because I got little sprigs of stuff in there in my ribbon where I have little pieces of lace and stuff like that. Just little dibs and dabs that I'll put in my junk journals, But I can take some of them and cut them up. I can cut up little pieces of yarn, stuff like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Yes, that sounds like a good project. Speaking of projects, I've started saving things for Jacob, for her to, because she wants to, for long, start teaching him nursery school stuff. And, because he'll be 3 in August. So she wants to start having, but she reads to him every day, and he loves books. Oh my gosh, he loves to be read books. He gets to pick his books at night. She's got the books in the living room. So before bed, he gets to go in there and pick his books, the ones he wants to be read to that night. So that's what they do. That's their nightly routine. He has a nightly bedtime routine, and they both do it unless, something comes up or whatever. But I told her, I said, there's so many things that you can use that you don't have to buy to teach counting and sorting and building little art projects and stuff like that. So I've just started saving, got a box in there, a plastic bin, that I've started saving her little odds and ends, like drink caps. David, he's been getting him a drink every night. And sometimes it's regular, sometimes it's diet, whatever his mood strikes. So I've been taking he's always got it in his lunchbox when he gets home, because he don't never finish it. I've been taking the caps off of those and washing them and saving them. And like his juice caps that are big, different little things like that, I've been saving and putting them in his nursery school box. That's what I call his nursery school box. Because I told you I already gave her all those plastic knives to use. So I told her, I said, you need to save as much money as you can. Don't spend it on these fancy things when free stuff would work, So that's another little thing I've been doing. I'm not saving stuff like toilet paper rolls and all, because when the time comes, you can get those quickly enough if you have a project in mind. Stuff like that. I'm not doing things that come in abundance. But the drink lids are different colors. There's black, there's red, there's white, There's green, so I'm saving those. What else? I did my meal prep yesterday. I did not want to. I did not feel like it. What did I do? Oh, Dave was here. So I said, what did I do that took me all day? Holly and Jacob was here. So, boy, I was tired after that. So between setting and playing, that gets you tired when you're not used to it, you know. I am moving and doing more things. Maybe that's where my haunches are going to. I need to get back to walking, but I don't feel like driving up there doing that. I don't feel like walking around my own neighborhood. I don't feel like doing Leslie Sansone. I just don't feel like doing it. I know. There's a word for it. Lazy. So, what was I saying? Oh, David, he didn't go to work that night before. So he had to go run an errand that he didn't stay out of work because he had to run the errand. He stayed out of work because he just couldn't sleep. He said he don't know why he couldn't sleep. I said, what was on your mind? He goes, well, nothing really. So I know there was something on his mind because if he's got something on his mind, he can't sleep. So he called in, took a day, and he never does that. He only takes days if it's something he needs to do, not because he hadn't had sleep or anything like that. You can't even get him to take a day when he's sick. So he must have been really tired and knew he couldn't drive a truck. Well, that messed up my day because after he got his errand run, which took a while, he come in and he was in there watching TV with me. I'm like, oh, honey. I said, you're messing up my day. What am I supposed to do? He said, well, I don't know. I said, well, okay, tell me what to do. Either you go in the bedroom and watch TV while I meal prep, or you stay in here and watch TV with me and I don't meal prep. And he said, well, how about, I'm like, no, that's not what I want to do. He says, so you want me to tell you what you want to do? I said, yes, but I don't know what I want to do. So I kept sitting there, I kept saying, oh gosh, I gotta prep, I gotta have food to eat. And I'm like, I was just tired, I just wasn't feeling it. So finally I said, go in yonder. Once I get started, I'll be alright. So once I got started, I was alright. So I got my meal prep done yesterday. That video will be up Saturday. I was proud of myself for making myself do it, even though I didn't feel like it. That's a lot of our game. That would be a lot of our walking. I've always said, if you got to do something, just do it. I'm just not doing my walking, and I'm not doing my water. I got to cut back the coffee. Ugh, you know how I hate to even say that out of my mouth, but if I don't quit drinking so much coffee, I'm not going to drink enough water. And I'm hardly drinking it. You know, I'm sipping it to take my medicine. That's pretty much it. If I'm drinking something, it's typically coffee. So I've got to cut that back. That'll probably help in the weight loss too, because you know I don't count my coffee, but I do put the powdered stuff in it and the cream in it. Not a ton of each, but enough that as many coffees as I drink, it'll be adding up. Plus, I'm not getting my water. I bought my school bus, hold on. But I can't decide what to do today. If I want to stay home, edit videos, or if I want to like go to the store, or I don't know, I can't decide. I just can't decide. I am reading the book. I know, Joan, I didn't start, but I wanted something I just one and done. And that, that school bus went up here, back here, and then turned on that road instead of turning in right here and going down that road. Must be easier that way, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm reading this. It's one of my 25-cent library books. Lunch at the Piccadilly. It's this man, and he's from North Carolina. That's I like to read books, North Carolina books, Southern books. And he's taken his 90-some-year-old aunt Here and there, I've only got it in 2 chapters, but it's pretty good. So I sit out here, I got my, see my little legs. I just leave the book sitting here. I hadn't come back out and read anymore. I need to. Maybe after I do this, I'll sit here and read and finish my coffee. Jacob walked up and looked back and started jingling them legs. He started to pull it out, and Holly said, "Don't pull that out." She said, "When you read a book, you want to remember where you're at, so you have to leave that in there." She talks to him like he's an adult. She explains things to him that you should really understand as an adult. And he listens and he takes it in. I'm going to tell you what, he takes it in. He is a smart, intelligent child. And I told him, I said, "What are those?" He said, "Legs." He might have said "yegs," you know. I said, "Yep, that's what they are." So maybe that's what I'll do. Sit out here and read a little bit. I need to drink my water, and I need to read more. I need to walk. Or get back to my dancing, my Richard Simmons or something, you know. Something in the movement area. Not moving while I'm talking to y'all, that might make you seasick. But, trying to think. Oh, the garden. So you know the tiller was in the shop, and they had it for, what, a couple of weeks? So that, waiting on to get that, they had to wait to get it apart, so they finally got it. Well, did I tell y'all this? David, he went to get it. So yep, it was Saturday because it was ready. So he went to get it Saturday, and it seems like I told y'all this. Oh, I think I might have talked about it. I couldn't have talked about it on live because live was Friday and we went down there Saturday. And I ain't talked to y'all since. Maybe I was thinking about when I was talking to Holly. I don't know. Well, if you've heard it, just roll your eyes and go on. I told him, I said, "I'm going to meander behind you," because he had, oh, beautiful red cardinal. I wish I could film on a camera. I wish I had a camera. Can't afford one. So I would have my phone available so I could take a picture. Oh, he's got a worm in his mouth or something. He's eating something. He keeps pecking on it and dropping it. But he's beautiful. So I wish I could take pictures and then insert them. Because there's all time things, if I'm filming, I'm like, "Oh, look at, I want to show you that," or something. I can't do it. But I am not a big channel. I do not make a lot of money. Therefore, I cannot afford a camera. Listen, my content ain't camera worthy anyway. It is just phone worthy. It's a girl and her phone. So I just told him, I said, "I'm gonna meander behind you while you going over to get it," because he had to go past Holly's a little ways to get it and come back. So I said I was gonna see if I could find a yard sale or something. And I found a yard sale, and I'll insert pictures of what I found at the yard sale. Okay, so this one I'm inserting it was a tiny little yard sale. And I rode around and I looked, and I'm like, gosh, they don't have anything. I mean, it was T90. I'm like, they don't have anything, but I spotted that shelf with the wire baskets. I'm like, I do like that for my snacks. So I circled the block, and I'm like, do I go back? Like, okay, go back. So I went back, and it's nice, heavy duty and everything, but it was $25. I'm like, oh, I don't have 25 on me. I had like 17. And I wanted it. I don't ever pay $25 for anything because I'm cheap. Well, I told her, I said, "Take my 17 and hold it. I'm going to run." I went to the ATM at the food line because it was real close to there. I said, "I'll go get the rest of the money. You hold this money so you know I'm coming back." She said, "Okay." Because, you know, people will tell you I'm coming back, and then they don't come back, and then you could have sold it to somebody else. I didn't want to do it like that, which I would have gone back because I said I would. And so I went and got the money, and I come back, and we were getting the stuff off of it, and she was explaining to me how the drawers come out, but they don't fall out because they have little pins in them. Well, there was a brown shelf. I'll insert it here. I said, boy, I said, she had $20 on it. I said, if I had somewhere to put that, I'd take it. I said, I don't think I have nowhere to put it. And she goes, well, since you're buying this one, the birds are just landing everywhere. Since you're buying this one, she said, I might knock it to 15 or 10. I said, 10? I said, I'll take it. I said, I'll find somewhere to put it. Well, it's not exactly where you would want it. It's right beside my other shelf. But ever since I put my milk glass on the shelf that sits behind me in the kitchen when I'm talking, you know, I just didn't like the way it looked. It was just, I don't know. The milk glass is beautiful. But on those shelves, it just didn't feel right. So I'm like, this will feel right. So, I mean, I got them cleaned up. They were dirty. Well, she told me about that one. She said, dusty, you know, not like nasty dirt, just dusty. She said she had redone her kitchen and she'd pulled those two things out. And she said she told her mama about that brown one. She said, if it don't sell, I might just bring it back in because it's antique. Her mom says, no, once you put something out there, you don't bring it back in the house. And I told her, I said, no, that ain't really the way it works. Sometimes you just do. I said, me and my daughter, we share stuff back and forth before we ever finally donate it. We make sure the other one don't want it, and then the other one don't want it, and then we, okay, well, I'm through with this, you want it back, and we're just like that. And so we got both of them, and I had the plants that we were going to plant in the garden in the back of the car, in my trunk. So I had to put one of those shelves in my back seat and one back in the trunk, and still get those plants in there and not get them mashed and everything like that. So I got down there and I pulled down under the shade of Holly's big old oak. It's right in front of the garden, and took the plants out. I sat back there and I was back there a good while. I'm like, Lord, it's taking him a while to get back over here. So I got me a drink because I bought our lunch and I bought drinks and everything, so we wouldn't have to worry about going nowhere. And he called. He said, well, he said, I don't know when I'm gonna get there. I said, what? He said, it ain't right. I said, what happened? He said he went to run it up on the, because it's self-propelled, so he went to run it up on the back of the trailer, and the gears are not right. And he said when he was backing it back down in reverse, he said it just took off. He said it about run him over. He said then the tines were engaged. I would have had my name on that company had that thing run him over. You hear what I'm saying? So the manager or whatever said, well, I don't know what happened. It was right because I stood there when he tested it. I'm like, well, he might have tested something that was right, but he didn't run it. Because if the gears wasn't staying in gear the way it was supposed to, he would have known that if he had actually run it. You see what I'm saying? Not just cranked it up. Oh, it cranks. So they had to keep it. Well, they got it fixed Monday. Because David was like, if it ain't fixed Monday, he said, I'm calling Troy Bills or I'm calling Home Depot. Somebody's going to give me a new tiller. He was hot. He was hot. Well, he called me after that a little bit later. He said, well, he said, they got to keep it. I said, okay, I'm going on home. He said, yep. He said, I'm going to come on home too and mow. So I loaded the plants back up because I didn't want to leave them down there. Holly had to worry about watering on them, or if they're sitting out in the yard, if the rabbits is going to eat them, whatever. So I'm sitting up here on the porch and keeping them watered. And they get morning, right now they got a little bit of morning sun, and in the evening they got hot sun coming in on them. The ones in the front's looking a little peaked. But I just watered them, hopefully they'll perk back up, because there's too much money in them little bits of greenery right there. You hear what I'm telling you? Well, I filmed that part. Me and David going to get our plants and our seeds and stuff. I filmed that, so on the next garden installment, when we plant, that will be on there. Because I told David, I said, well, that's part of the planting, is picking out the stuff. So anyway, he went back Monday to go get the tiller, and he didn't come home. So I messaged Holly. I said, is your daddy tilling? She said, yep. I said, I knew he was. So he went and got it in the morning and went down there, because he don't go to bed till 4 o'clock on Mondays since he slept the night before. And so he tilled. He got it all tilled up. Well, she was telling me yesterday, she said, oh my gosh, she said, that tilling, she said, brought all the ants out. She said she was out there pulling clumps. Listen, that little girl's been working hard for that garden. Anything that needs done, when it needs done, you know, when we have something to work with, she's helping. And because, you know, her daddy working hard. He's working hard to get that thing going. And she said, they might as well, she said, I told Daddy they might as well build, I can't remember how she put it, a 5-star resort for ants. She said, because that's all that are out there. David said, when we turn it under again, he said, they'll move out. He said, because they won't want to stay nowhere where you keep turning it under. So, I don't know if he's going to till it one more time, but he'll run his thing through it that cuts the ferns, you know. So, hopefully, I said, we're not standing in ant hills while we're trying to plant a garden. Oh my gosh. So, that's where we stand on that. So, we, knock on wood, plan on planting it Saturday if it don't rain us out. They calling for rain, but I don't know if we'll get it, because they called for rain, didn't call for rain the other day, and then we got some, and it's just going every which way but loose. And if it would let us plant in the morning and just come a nice spring shower in the evening, then we wouldn't have to water it, but not some big gully washing downpour that runs all our seeds out, you know. So I don't know, but don't plan on Sunday, because I was raised, don't plan on Sunday because it won't make. So David knows there won't be no planting on Sunday. Nothing, not one seed, not one plant. No sir. Plan on Sunday won't make. Remember that. So if we don't get it in Saturday, I guess we'll try to get it in Monday. Just depending on the weather. There's so many things that's keeping us from getting that garden in the ground, it ain't even funny. But hopefully when we do, we'll get a lot of yield out of it. I got white cucumbers that I growed up eating my mama's white pickles, white cucumber pickles. And I'm almost positive I still have a recipe. I'm almost positive I do. But I can't wait to make those. Gosh, you talking about going back, that will take me back, and you have to get them real small, because they're not cut, they're whole, so you have to pick them real small to put them in the jar. Yeah, can't wait. Listen, that strawberry jam is good. That might be why I gained a pound this week. I've eaten too much of it, because it was just so good, and it was like a novelty. I needed to get it out of my system. So I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which that's what we take when we go down there and work. We just make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We took ham sandwich or something one time, and I'm like, peanut butter and jelly is just the easiest thing to, and David just eats peanut butter. Who eats just peanut butter? I couldn't choke it down. So anyway, I think that's all the updating I know. I don't think I know nothing else. I don't know what time it is, but it's too early to go to the store. So I'll just close this out, and I reckon we'll do live tomorrow. I don't see no reason why we wouldn't. I don't 100% commit to it, because I don't never know like what's going on. If I run somewhere, you know, something comes up, blah blah blah, I don't know. So anyway, that's all I know for today, and I will see you. I know, I don't think, do I have a video for, I think I do have a video set for Friday, for tomorrow. I think it's the back of the box recipe. I think that's what tomorrow is. Yeah, and then prep will be Saturday, and we'll come up with something Sunday. Or not, I don't know, we'll see. So, okay, well, that's all I know. Hope you have a good Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow for a recipe. Bye.